Hello, church. We have launched our new digital giving platform here at Center Fork Baptist Church, and I wanted to walk you through some of the details to make the process of utilizing this method of giving. And as always, if there's a problem or you hit a snag, just reach out to us and we would be happy to help resolve any of those issues. So first things first, if you plan to give through the Church Center app on your mobile phone or tablet, the first thing you need to do is download and install the app on your phone or tablet. You'll see on the screen what you need to be looking for there. And we have another video on our YouTube channel here to walk you through setting up the app, so you can look at that video to figure out how to do that. And then you'll need to link your profile in Church Center to your giving, and that will be a pretty easy process. So there are three ways to give digitally here at Center Fork Baptist Church. If you have the app installed on your phone or tablet, all you have to do is just tap on the Give in the navigation bar. You can see that there, the red arrow pointing you to that at the bottom of the picture there. And then there's another navigation for Give right there on the home page of our app. So that's one way to give, and that'll walk you through the steps. The second way you can give digitally is by going to our homepage, www.centerforkbaptist.org, and simply clicking on Give to Center Fork, and that will take you directly to our Church Center giving platform and the new giving portal, and walk you through the steps. And it will look the same. Once you click on that link, it will look the same as it does on your phone, all of the menus and options. We also now offer a third way to give, which is text to give, which provides even more convenience, and I'm going to explain that later in the video on exactly how that works. So Church Center uses a new vendor called Stripe to handle the administration of the giving side of this app. It's a well-known, safe, and secure online vendor, and one of the reasons we moved away from PayPal to this new platform is because of stewardship. So it's great stewardship because if you set up your giving through an ACH draft from your bank account, a direct draft, it only costs the church, our cost is only 30 cents per gift or per offering. If you use your debit or credit card, it's still cheaper than PayPal. We only pay 2.15% and then an additional 30 cents per gift. So let me give you an example here on the screen of what giving would look like if you were to do it on your computer, your tablet, or your phone. So once you get to the portal looks the same. You're going to enter the amount right there in the Give tab. You're going to then pull down, if you want to put it into a specific fund, whether it's general treasury or one of the other drop-down options. You're also going to enter the frequency, or choose the frequency of the gift, and you can set up one-time or recurring gifts in that section. At this point, you're going to need to choose your payment method. And as you're choosing the payment method, you can use adding your bank account and using your bank account as a draft, or you can use your debit or credit card at that point. So here is where I need to kind of slow down and make sure that we're clear. You can use two methods to give digitally: your credit or debit card, or your ACH draft through your bank. Now, if you choose the ACH method, and that's the method I use to give online and to give digitally here at the church because it's less expensive for the church, there are two methods to use your ACH draft through your bank. So method number one is that you share your login information or account info from your bank with Stripe, and then they log in and are able to access that information. That's method number one. Method number two is where you would manually enter your routing number and your account number like you would for any bank draft or for any bill that you pay online, and then you have to go through the process of getting your account verified. Let me give you an idea of what that looks like if you are going to manually verify your account information. Right at the very bottom of the page, instead of hitting agree, you click on manually verify instead. And then the next screen it will take you to is where you enter your routing number, your account number, and then you confirm your account number at the bottom, and then click continue. And then the final screen that will come up, Stripe will tell you that micro deposits, that is basically 1 penny deposits, have been initiated, where they verify the account information and make sure that it's correct. And when they send those, that deposit will contain a code that you enter to verify your account. So once you get your account set up, as I have done with ACH as my method of giving, I can now select the payment method. So we're back to the donor screen there, and you can choose your payment method. And one of the great things about, again, this is a stewardship issue, about the giving platform through Church Center, is that we can actually ask our givers to cover the processing fee. And that's right there at the bottom. If you look at the very bottom, I've got it marked with a red arrow. I'm using ACH to pay for the offering, and then I'm electing to cover the processing fee. At this point in the process, you will get an email confirmation for initiating the gift, and then you'll get another email when the offering actually processes from your bank account. And now that you have Church Center account set up and your payment method set up, our final way of digital giving is very simple, and it's text to give. And if you've ever texted to give, say to the Red Cross or some other organization, you'll see that, and there'll be a 5-digit number. That's the same thing that we have set up through Church Center. Our text to give number is 84321. If you already have your online account or your Church Center account set up, and you've already set up your method of payment, then all text to give will do once you text this number is they will verify your church to make sure you're connected to the right church. They will verify your phone, and they'll also verify your payment method. And as I said, our text to give number is 84321. You see it right there on the number, and you just text the amount of your gift to that number. And if you want to give to a specific fund, you just you text the amount, and then you put the fund that you want that to be given towards. And I have an example here on the screen of a $10 gift or offering to the project fund, and then you hit enter that, and then that initiates this first time text to give offering. Once you send the text, it will connect you with our church. So this is what it would look like in your texting. If you were using an Android phone, this is what it would look like. A new conversation, there's the number at the top, and then that's the amount of the gift and the fund. And then the first time you text to give, it's going to ask you for your church name. It's going to connect you to our church, and you can do that typically by just clicking on our logo at the bottom. If our logo isn't there, you can manually find us and then choose your church, and then that will link your text to give, your phone, to your donor account that we have in Church Center that you've already set up. At this point, you enter your email and your first name and your last name, and then you agree to the terms and you hit continue. And that will set up the text to give. And once this initial setup is done, it really is as simple as simply entering 84321, sending a text with an amount. If you don't put a fund, it goes to the general treasury, or you can specify which fund you would like it to go towards. It is a very simple and easy way to give, and we hope to utilize that as we go forward. Now, once you send the text to give message, you will have 2 hours to cancel it. So you'll get an immediate text back from Church Center saying that we've got this request for you to process this gift, and you have 2 hours to cancel that if for some reason somebody got a hold of your phone and texted a gift that you weren't planning to give. All right, well, let me finish by answering 3 important questions about online or digital giving that I think have come up at different times, and we need to discuss these because we're living in 2023, and we're not going back to 1983, right? And that was a long time ago. It seems like just yesterday for me, but that was a long time ago. So why are we expanding online giving? Well, we're really not expanding as much as we're improving it. We've had online giving for quite a while through PayPal, even though we didn't have very many people utilizing it. We're trying to improve the giving that we have. Digital giving is convenient for the giver. It encourages regular, systematic giving, so you can set up regular drafts and gifts. There's less cost for the giver involved. Also, all of the generations that are coming up that are digital natives, like the millennials and Gen Z, they are digital givers. They do a lot of their finances on their phones, and so this will help them create hopefully the habit of giving and habit of stewardship. Also, this new platform that we're moving to, as we're moving away from PayPal and we have now moved to a church center, this new platform is less expensive. So that is another final reason. The second question that comes up is, Brother Scott, as a pastor, is it really worship if it is digital? And that's a great question, and I think that's an important question, because we want, when we give to the Lord, to be an act of worship, an act of faith, an act of love, and we want to give that to Him. And here's the thing that the Bible commands. The Bible commands that we are to be generous, open-handed people with our time, with our love, and also with our financial gifts. The Bible commands systematic, joyful, generous, sacrificial, and proportional giving. God's Word does not prescribe the method that we do that. So yes, giving an offering in a plate, it can be an act of worship if our hearts and minds are worshiping the Lord when we do that, if we're trusting Him. Giving our offerings by putting them in one of our offering boxes is an act of worship. And if you choose to give digitally, you can have a time of worship as you give digitally. If you're a person who likes to write checks, you can sit down as you're writing your check and have an act of worship and a time of worship with the Lord as you tell Him how much you love Him, how much you trust Him, and as you act in obedience to His command to give. And so, in short, yes, digital giving is worship. Of course, it all depends on the heart of the worshiper. Finally, some people may have asked, well, Brother Scott, do I have to give digitally? And the answer, of course, is absolutely not. If you want to give by check or by cash, or you want to give through our offering boxes, if you want to drop it in the mail, if you want to drop it by our office during the week, you can give in whatever means that you want. Digital giving just adds more opportunities for people to give, and it also allows us to be able to create even more opportunities when a very special need arises. So no, you don't have to give digitally. You can give it any way that you would choose to. So in closing, number one, feel free to share this video with anyone you think would need it to help them delve into digital giving through our Church Center app. If you get stuck in the process at any point, we ask you to please just reach out to us, and we will help you resolve the issue. And finally, we just ask, my prayer is that God would create a spirit of stewardship here at our church, of not just our money, but of everything that God gives us, our time, our talents, our resources, and that He would create a joyful heart of giving here at Center Fork as we work together to preach the gospel, to make disciples, and to glorify God.